Relationships are a huge idol in our generation. It's everywhere. Like the most popular show this summer was Love Island. It's a dating show. Every popular pop artist, rapper, artist in general, the most common topic they make music on is about the topic of love, like heartbreak, being cheated on. Like, oh, I want a boyfriend, girlfriend, this. On TikTok or Instagram, like when you're scrolling, you've probably come across like those yellow letter TikToks where like, oh, I'm yearning for this, like, oh, I want this, like, why, like, when it will be my turn. And it's just all about relationships. Like, even in Christianity, like in the church, there are people who are asking, like, where are all the godly women at? Like, why are there no godly men approaching me? Like, how do I find a wife? Like, I want this, I want this. It's all idolatry. And as a single Christian, like I'm single, 18, never had a girlfriend, never like done anything, and it's become really hard to be content in singleness. But I've found ways that have helped me grow to be more content, and while I haven't completely achieved it, I'd like to share some things that have helped me in my walk, because singleness, being content, relationships, they were a huge idol in my life. Probably for years, I would say, like a huge idol. And I didn't really seek help until like last semester, this past semester of college. And I just wanted to share some of those ideas with you. So the first point I had is the why behind this. Why do you want this? When I was at a Bible study, I would want to say like January or February, the first question that I got asked was, if God told you you were going to remain single for the rest of your life, would you be fine with that? And at that time, that answer was no. And it hurt me to say that, like, as someone who claims to be a follower of Christ, like, that answer was no. And then they followed up with why. Why do you want this? And like I said, I wanted the wife, I wanted the kids, but deep down, that question really challenged me because I just wanted validation. I just wanted attention. I just wanted love. I just wanted what sounded cool. Like I wanted all of those things, but they were meaningless. They were worthless. Like they were just like something like dust in the wind. Like they didn't mean anything compared to what God means. And that leads me into my second point, is that God's love endures forever. His love is all we need to be content. And a lot of people have really ignored that. Like a lot of people think that marriage is the end all be all, relationships are the end all be all. Like if just because you're single doesn't mean you're unloved, doesn't mean you're not worthy of love, doesn't mean you're alone. And just because someone's in a relationship, that doesn't mean that they've got it all together. That doesn't mean that they've figured life out. That doesn't mean that they've solved life. Like a lot of relationships, they're temporary, they don't last. And even marriages, like those are lifelong covenants. They're not eternal covenants. Like that's why they say until death do us part. And I've seen marriages like in my own family, like they don't last. I've seen people get married multiple times. I've seen divorces happen. Like it's not the end all be all of life. That's not the reason why we were created. Like marriage is a good thing, but it's not the main reason why God created us. God created us to glorify Him. Like that's our purpose in life. Our purpose in life is not to be in a relationship or get married. And Paul actually speaks on this in 1 Corinthians 7. And Paul himself was unmarried, or at least speculated to be. There's no records of his marriage. And he says that it's actually good to be unmarried. It's a gift to be single. And that brings me to my next point. Singleness is a gift. When we're single, we're not really alone because we have a relationship with God. We're never alone. And singleness gives us that opportunity to go all in on God, to focus only on His relationship with us, our relationship with Him. And Paul says that the unmarried person, their concern is pleasing the Lord, but the married person, they have other concerns like pleasing their partner. And if I happened to be in a relationship, then I probably wouldn't be where I was. My faith probably wouldn't be as strong where it is. And I probably wouldn't be in front of a camera making videos about Jesus, spreading the gospel, my newfound purpose in life. Like if I was in a relationship, I would probably be focused on my partner, and I wouldn't have much time to focus on God. And that's why singleness is such a gift. Like God has us in this position for a reason. It's not a waiting room. Like it's not a waiting season. It's a season of action. Like there are so many things we can do when we're single. Like it's not just waiting. And on the topic of waiting, like you've probably heard that, oh, like you're gonna find your person, it's gonna come when you least expect it. But those things didn't really help. Like they just kept me like anticipating. They actually made me like even less content. But the Bible does tell us to wait patiently for the Lord, and like do not fret when other people have their ways, because God is blessing us in ways that we don't know. Like if we're so focused on what we don't have, then we lose focus on what we actually do have. And we can be thankful for what we already have. Like even if I'm not in a relationship, I've come so far, I've grown in my faith. I have a house over my head. I have food to eat. I have a loving family. I have a school to go to. I got to wake up today. Like those are all things that we can be thankful for. And those are all things that God has given us. And Matthew 6:33 says to seek first the kingdom, meaning that when we seek out God, when we make him the center of our lives, then all these things will be added naturally. Like God, when the time is right, he'll make it happen. And that's not to say that we should only worship and seek out God because of what he's going to give us, because that would be transactional, and our relationship with God is not transactional. And it's all about our love for God and how much he loves us. It's about love. It's about how much we can sacrifice. And that brings me into my next point. God's love endures forever. His love is something that we can't comprehend or fathom. It's that big. Like it's infinite. It's eternal. It's unchanging. And all these relationships of the world, like they're temporary. They're not going to last. But God's love lasts. It's something you can take into the next life. Jesus tells us to store up our treasures in heaven and not of the world, because boyfriends, girlfriends, marriage, sex, money, all this stuff, we can't take it into the next life. When we're face to face with Jesus, and he asks, "Why should we let you in?" and you say, like, "Oh, I got married. I have a boyfriend. I have a girlfriend." Like Jesus is gonna say, "I never knew you," because we put our treasure and our relationship on this earth, then rather than our relationship with God. And 2 Corinthians 4:18 says that we should focus not on the seen but the unseen, because what's seen is temporary, but what unseen is eternal. And we should set our minds on things above and not of this world. And those things really helped me. I was putting my faith and fulfillment in things of the world, and that left a void in my heart. And Jesus was the only thing that could fill the void. And that brings me into my last point. Find your fulfillment through Christ and Christ only. And that's how you become content. And I'm going to be reading from Philippians 4, where it says, "I know what it is to be in need. I know what it is to have plenty. I have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether well-fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want. I can do all of this through Christ who gives me strength." And that's Philippians 4:12 and 13. You've probably heard Philippians 4:13 everywhere. Like that's probably your favorite athlete's Bible verse, because that's my favorite athlete's Bible verse. And we've only heard like that latter part, but But the actual context is that's the secret of being content. That's Paul speaking, and like that's how he found out how to be content. And we become content when we put our fulfillment in God and God only. If you try to put our fulfillment in things of the world, like a relationship, then we won't be content because it can't fill us. God's love is the only thing that can fill it. It's the highest form of love. Like, it's agape love, the type of love that involves laying your life down for one another. No human on this earth will love you the way that God will. And when we put our trust, our faith, we seek God first, when we serve Him, we follow Him, we obey Him, that's when we become content. That's when we become fulfilled. And we can only do that through Christ and Christ alone. God bless.